Are you guys thinking about lowering that mast all by yourself? We're going to go over a mast lowering system that you don't need to have any special tools and equipment. So watch to the end of the video, check up here, and you're going to get all the information that you're going to need. Mast lowering. Captain William, Dawn Hunter's channel. After designing and applying different types of systems around the globe, I'm now applying this experience to the masts, to the sailboats, and to motor sail restoration. Go ahead and subscribe, follow us, and you'll be able to also send questions so we can help you out as we go along the way. Dockbox Talk today, mast lowering system. How do you get your mast from the boat down to the ground so you can do what you need to do on it? I did a lot of reading, a lot of studying. A lot of the things that I read were helpful hints, and a lot of the things that I read, clearly whoever was telling you what to do hadn't done it before. I have adopted AutoCAD for this drawing and sketch. Not. AutoCAD I can use, but it just isn't worth it. What's important, we're going to start out with a Ketch, which luckily we have two masts, the main mast and the mizzen mast, which means we can utilize one of the masts for lowering the other one. So in the sketch, what I wanted to show you is that we were lowering our mizzen mast, which is the shorter mast. We're lowering it to the stern of the boat by taking a cable, taking the halyards up through a pulley system, and then across and attaching it to the top of the mast would seem to be the correct thing to do. The problem here is that when your mast would receive full load at partial lowering position, at the top of the mast we would have all the weight in the center of the mast. So the mast has a possibility of being damaged by going to the top of the mast. So what you have to do is pick a midpoint section of your mizzen mast, attach a harness to the cable, and now take your halyard and attach it to the midsection. 10 degrees, Yana would adjust the lines. Lower it again, adjust the lines. Finally getting ourselves to the point to where we had a full extension of the halyard, and now we dropped the mizzen mast on a set of supports, and it was lowered. Wasn't bad, actually.
No, I was expecting it to be much more
A disaster.
problematic, but it took us not even maybe an hour to install it.
It took us 3 hours to set up and get the cabling
Yes.
and the lines correct.
The preparation was most of the time that actual lowering.
And then we encountered another problem. It's kind of like when you leave the dock with your boat, guess what happens? You always forget one frickin' line. Well, we lowered the mast and it got mid-section. It wasn't going any further. And we're running around wondering what's going on. Well, one of the rigging lines was still connected. It was loose, but now when we got the mast into its downward approach, that line pulled on the mast. The other two side lines became relaxed, and we looked at each other like, oh shit, it's stuck. Another important factor is that when your mast is sitting in this position for 8, 10, 5 years, however long it is, when you begin to lower it, you think that. Be sure to check out one of the other videos where I started the chain plate dock box talk. Chain plates are now in progress and taken off the old rigging, and I'm having new rigging made, but I've saved the old one. I'll store that, so just in case we get into a pinch or a bind or a problem, we still have the rigging that we could use in the event of a failure somewhere.
I personally hope that there is going to be no events of the failure.
We got the mast down onto a mast cart, and now it allows us to do the work. So we remove the rigging, remove the lines. We're doing the inspection of all the items. You'll also see that we're laying out for the crow's nest that we picked up at one of the other videos when we were at Sailor Man. So crow's nest is being designed. Nice way to put your boat in the water. You don't need a lift. Here's the nasty stuff that we found, and this is why you want to take your mast down. The bottom of it was all rotted away because there was not a drain hole, so water got inside the aluminum mast, sat down here, and it's all corroded. What we're going to do is I'll take the saw and cut 2 inches away. It's going to lower the mast by 2 inches. Now we'll have a good strong mounting position, and as I'm doing new rigging anyway, I'm going to remove the additional 2 inches. These are the things you can't find by looking at your mast from the outside. Same time, rip all the old wires out. When you pull an old wire out, attach a string or a rope so that now when you put a new one in, you can pull it back through with the rope. So while you have your mast down, put all new lines, put new antenna cables in. It's cheap when it's on the ground. So good luck on your mast. If you have any other questions, make sure that you send the questions to me so that I can answer you. What I'd like to hear from you guys is who has lowered a mast already and it worked out well, who has lowered a mast and it was a disaster, or who is about to lower one and they just kind of want a little guidance so they try it on their own or not. Make sure you send us a message and we'll get back to you. Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
Hi.
what a nasty day. 97 degrees, beating sun. That's when they decide to sandblast the bottom of the boat.
They decide.
They decided. Yeah. Well, after 3 months, we finally got someone that showed up. Someone that knew what they were doing. And someone that was in a hurry to get done. A lot of tips for you guys on sandblasting or media blasting your boat that I learned today. And everything that I read
You'll be in this video.
Closing tips and comments. Make sure that you plan ahead. Have the materials and supplies. Do not tie your mast at the top. Find a midsection point. Get a spotter and a helper, at least one. Don't really have them do anything that can harm anything with the mast. Lower it slowly. Watch what you're doing. Take a pause. It's not going to fall down once you've gotten past your center line, so you don't have to hurry up and get the mast all the way down. Make sure you check your lines, keep lowering it, and when you finally come to a rest, go somewhere, open a couple cans of beer or a bottle of wine, and celebrate
Your successful mast lowering and that you didn't break something.
Yes.
If you broke something, that's fine too.
Send us an email, we'll show you how to fix it. We're back in the dock box. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. I'll be posting bi-weekly dock box talks that are more technical.
You can also reach out to us through our Patreon page, where it's more like a custom design request, where you can ask William to do something really special for you.
You're dropping your camera. And you broke the lane.
Oh no.
Yeah.